Old type.
Chameleon Studios.
Chameleon Studios.
Chameleon Studio.
Chameleon Studios.
Studios. Shout out to Chameleon Studios.
Chameleon. We got Chameleon Studios.
Chameleon.
And tight cheese, man.
Chameleon Studios.
Chameleon Studios.
No.
Chameleon
Studios.
Chameleon
Studios.
Chameleon Studio.
Chameleon.
Shouts out to Chameleon Studios. Take it to them, yeah.
Is there a point to all this? Let's find a point.
Hip-hop doesn't belong in New York, LA, or London. That's wrong. The true story begins in devastation, bad housing, gang wars, and desperation.
Political rap and conscious rap tried to make people look at what they was doing.
It wasn't about money. Nobody came out to get paid. We used to spend more money than we made to come out and play. It was a lot of hard work, you know, to bring all them speakers and all that equipment out, but we just did it for the love of hip-hop.
It was
was alive, it was in the street. You could hear people on the street corner, and you could have like 8 or 9 people rapping about anything without someone calling Homeland Security or arresting them or stopping and frisking. You know, well, the good old days before there were like YouTube and cell phone cameras to catch cops from robbing drug dealers and abusing people.
Graffiti is one of the most beautiful art forms in the world. You know, I'll be looking at some of the stuff Picasso be doing, and I'm like, well, Picasso I'd have had to be there to understand what you're doing, you know. But then brothers graffitiing, they're giving you firsthand what they're seeing every day.
And so it became hip to hop in the land known as Planet Rock, where gangs used to fight in the street every day. Now they began to compete in a different way.
Yo, man, it's your boy MUSIK. And the Captain Kirk of the Enterprise. It should be official spaceship to Star Trek. Roscoe Pico, Chain, King of the Bay. Vanessa Marquez, Clips, Roscoe Pico, Chain, Family. Super Killer, Super Cat. Yo.
Mushrooms grow naturally on the planet. They're against the law. Marijuana grows naturally on the planet. It's against the law. Do you think making nature against the law seems a bit, I don't know, unnatural?
Here's another question I have. How come when it's us, it's an abortion, and when it's a chicken, it's an omelet?
65% of the world's grains are set aside every year to feed 53 billion land animals that are killed every year on this planet, and tens of billions of marine animals. We got fish farms nowadays, instead of using those crops for 6.5 billion people. Do the math on this. You don't have to be Einstein to figure this equation out.
You cannot divorce the values that abuse animals and those that abuse people and abuse the planet, for they are the same value.
It's ridiculous to think that we're depending upon a research method, that is animal research, that might have been useful in the 1800s maybe, when we were still elucidating how blood circulated. But in this day and age, we're looking at things on the molecular level and on the subatomic levels. And to think that we can do that in a mouse or a rat and then apply that to a human being is ridiculous. It just doesn't work.
I don't know any doctor that ever used, any practicing doctor that ever used information that came out of an animal study to do anything, or would use that to justify anything that he did with a patient.
So whoever the first human is that takes that drug really is a human guinea pig.
Have some more meat, have some more cheese, have some more cheese on your meat. Meat, cheese, double cheese, extra cheese, and how about a little more cheese with your meat? Have some more cow's milk, have some more eggs. And then what do you see interspersed between those advertisements? Not feeling so well? Need to see a cancer specialist? How about a heart doctor? Need some Lipitor, Zocor, Crestor, Plavix? Need some diet pills? How about some energy drinks? Some Kaopectate, Tums, Pepto-Bismol. You've been duped. They're killing you, they're killing the animals, and they're killing this planet.
This is about more than just animal issues. It's about freedom of speech. We have a right to discuss the state of animals.
People can do so much in their everyday lives to boycott animal persecution.
Average kid in the streets, he's never had a cop help him. So the attitude is fuck the police.
Infamouz. My man a riding, you man ain't nothing like us, you man a hiding. You don't want me get violent, back out the chopper with the old mate silence.
my man are riding. You man ain't nothing like us, you man are hiding. Them know how me get violent. Back out the chopper with the homemade silence. This is the illest shit I never wrote. And it's cheese like the illest spliff I ever smoked. Got me riding on the wave like I'm on the boat. Cut myself a 12 gauge case I got a roll. I'm the nigga that you see on roads. Don't chip, never slipping, I'll be flipping O's. If it ain't about money, don't get involved. Calm man and leave you wet like you're sweating loads. I've been about, been a vet, been repping my codes. Hot step, pop text, hot lead in your folks. Wake up early, get in my clothes. Phone up Shirley, tell her I'm home. She got the pearl white thing, and I make it go. Since I fucked with the snow, I got money froze. Got a selection of slags, fuck them other hoes. Keep a tight circle, all my brothers know. Adidas tracksuit, fuck them other clothes. I'm a rapper slash trapper slash clap for dough. All my dogs get grease after the show. Black whack, black mask, black hat and clothes. My man are riding. You man ain't nothing like us, you man are hiding. You don't want me get violent. Back out the chopper with the homemade silence. My man are riding. You man ain't nothing like us, you man are hiding. Them know how me get violent. Back out the chopper with the homemade silence. My man are riding. You man ain't nothing like us, you man are hiding. You know how me get violent. Back out the chopper with the homemade silence. My man are riding. You man ain't nothing like us, you man are hiding. Them know how me get violent. Back out the chopper with the homemade silence.
you were born with 10 heads or you had like webbed legs, they'd put you in a circus and put you on a hay bale and people could look at you through a knothole for a quarter. But at some point they decided that was wrong. So instead, if you're a freak of nature, you go on all the daytime talk shows and the Oprahs and the Maury Povich or whatever. They put some harpsichord music behind you and then it's an inspirational story. What does that inspire me to do? This is sad, it's depressing. It just makes me afraid to leave the house.
And when we talk about people like MTV, your big powers in terms of media, they have an interest in putting forward the elite narrative. What is the elite narrative? The elite narrative is that NATO military presence in Afghanistan is justified. The elite narrative is that they went to war in Iraq to get rid of a dictator who the Iraqi people hated. Which the second part is true, but they didn't go to war for that. The elite narrative is that the state of Israel is normal.
You are free to do as we tell you. You are free to do as we tell you.
I have certain rules I live by. My first rule, I don't believe anything the government tells me. Nothing. Zero. Nope. And I don't take very seriously the media or the press in this country, who in the case of the Persian Gulf War were nothing more than unpaid employees of the Department of Defense, and who most of the time function as kind of an unofficial public relations agency for the United States government. So I don't listen to them, I don't really believe in my country, and I gotta tell you folks, I don't get all choked up about yellow ribbons and American flags. I consider them to be symbols, and I leave symbols to the symbol-minded.
There's a lot of people out there who, having seen YouTube videos and things on the internet, have bought into theories on things like the Illuminati and other global agendas. And whilst there are some worthy points that we should consider, it can be somewhat of a distraction from real life issues.
Yeah. Sosa. I've seen many lies. I've seen so much. The roll around me. The roll around you. Check it out. I've seen many lies, I've seen many lies, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes. I've seen many lies, I've seen many cries, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes. I've seen many lies, I've seen many crimes, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes. I've seen many lies, I've seen many lives, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes.
I've walked many paths, I've seen many lives. What you're at now, got the shirt already tried. I've done dirt, put in work of every type, from 9 to 5s over time and selling nines. Behind every lie, the truth unfolds. The real let the fake talk and move on the low. There's room to grow for every seed sown, but the high truth's roots like you never need no. We forever need dough. Add up all the factors, we are the equation. They're trying to subtract us, trapped us with money, the root of all evil. Surrounded by lies in the sky, so deceitful. People beware, hellish times have arisen. Now it's higher definition, telling lies to your vision. So divided with living as strangers and enemies, and those who control the strings think that we never see.
I've seen many lies, I've seen many lies, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes. I've seen many lies, I've seen many cries, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes. I've seen many highs, I've seen many crimes, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes. I've seen many lies, I've seen many lives, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes.
I've walked many roads, I've seen many truths, I've done many things I didn't think I'd ever do. I've learnt my lessons throughout my years, so I count my blessings that I'm still here. See the God of stressing, instill fear. Just find yourself, it'll be real clear. Cause the fight in stealth, so we can't see that the side with hell, and can't leave the weave webs worldwide, insert lies. Drag your internet every time you Google search type, unearth lies. Our sight is blind trust like it's blatant in your face, but your eyes are wide shut, wake up. The cycle's like the figure eight, you wouldn't know the truth if it hit them in the freaking face. This one's for the youths, always yearn for the proof. You'll keep seeing lies if you don't search for the truth.
I've seen many lies, I've seen many lies, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes. I've seen many lies, I've seen many cries, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes. I've seen many highs, I've seen many crimes, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes. I've seen many lies, I've seen many lives, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes.
I've seen many lives, many crimes, many lies, broadcasted, forecasting, televised genocide. I've seen many lives from skate types to getting guys with metal pipes and knives, fighting to settle height. I've seen many lives from many guys surfacing. What goes around comes around, karma's always circling. Lies are found, truths hidden, it's true, listen. We know the agenda, but surrender card, the proof's missing. Got me wishing lies never existed. Something so simple can easily be twisted. Out of control, your own mind's inventions affecting so many, but that when your intention. So watch when you mention if it's lies that you're speaking. If the guys on the street think no disguise in the beating, creep in the scene, I'm a threat and wise ahead of guys. I don't see any truth, I see many lies, never try.
I've seen many lies, I've seen many lies, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes. I've seen many lies, I've seen many cries, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes. I've seen many highs, I've seen many crimes, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes. I've seen many lies, I've seen many lives, I've seen many lifetimes with these eyes.
to imprison a whole bunch of people that it considers socially undesirable. And now we have in Britain for-profit prisons, just like in the United States. And so the apparent impotence of the police, because I don't believe they were genuinely impotent to defend themselves from what was going on. We all saw the footage and it was like, well, since when have the police been shy to bust a black youth's head, you know? But all of a sudden the police got shy to bust a black youth's head, which was interesting to me. But the way that all of that was portrayed in the media and the way those scenes were repeated over and over again and the fires that we saw laid the justification for what is already an unjust system to become more unjust.
In the CIA, we didn't give a hoot about democracy. I mean, it was fine if a government was elected and would cooperate with us, but if it didn't, then democracy didn't mean a thing to us. And I don't think it means a thing today.
President Bush has promised to rid the world of evil and to lead the great mission to build free societies on every continent. To understand such an epic lie is to understand history. Hidden history, suppressed history. History that explains why we in the West know a lot about the crimes of others, but almost nothing about our own.
I think it's important to make allegiances and to want for everybody the rights that you want for yourself and the living standard that you want for yourself. And we have the resources. The idea that there's not enough to go around on this planet is bollocks. Anyone who's done even a little bit of reading, you know, or taken even a cursory glance at the resources available on this earth today knows there's more than enough to go around. It's just some people want everything and others, you know, are left having nothing.
John F. Kennedy stated publicly, "Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable."
And so I think it's us realizing that oppressors are completely fallible and their position depends wholly on our complicity in the system. I'm complicit. I'm under no illusion about that. I'm just trying to figure out how best to use my complicity to play the tiniest part I can play in bringing about justice. Middle-class white guys in Parliament decided to pass a bill which was complete bollocks. You know, without the Haitian Revolution, without the Maroons, without the American Revolution, without the whole change in the economic systems at the time that was going on, but primarily without Africans, the enslaved people shedding their blood to free themselves, they probably wouldn't be free today.
You know, growing up, I was a very kind of aggressive and wild kid, right? But I must say that I'm everything that I am and everything I ever will be because somebody took the time to love me and correct my mistakes.
live through bad times and you feel, you know, that everything is lost and many people become passive. But passivity usually leads to despair. And I think it's extremely important to realize for young people growing up today that they need to be active. And activity is something that leads to hope. And that unless they're active themselves, no one is going to hand them anything on a plate. That's the lesson of the last few years with this new radicalization. Don't give up. Have hope, remain skeptical, be critical of the system that dominates us all, and sooner or later, if not in this generation, in generations to come, things will change.